pill addiction, foreign contraband illegally smuggled into the United States, a brother wanting to sleep with his sister. Is this the Zoey 101 you remember? Cause I gotta say, I never noticed half this stuff when I was a kid, but the Drippin' episode has all that and more. The title Drippin' episode refers to Michael's plot, where he tries to start a new slang word, but most of the episode is actually about brother and sister duo Zoey and Dustin. Despite playing siblings on the show, they aren't actually related in real life, and Paul Butcher, the actor who played Dustin, made a horrifying TikTok to ruin all of our childhoods where he confessed to having a thing for Jamie Lynn Spears as a kid. And honestly, maybe I'm just scarred by that lore drop from the actor, but it kinda changes the way I see this whole episode. Dustin begging Zoey to sleep in the same room together? Uncomfortable. The two of them hugging? I don't like it. Sure, it's supposed to be a sweet sibling moment, but I know for a fact in real life that little boy was thinking unacceptable thoughts during that hug. He wanted to be dripping all over her, if you know what I mean. And even though Dustin wanting to bang his on-screen sister is pretty upsetting, it's still probably not the most shocking part of the episode. There's a one-liner that I had to actually rewind and play again because I thought my ears were playing tricks on me. So with all that going on, today we're gonna be taking a look back at Drippin' episode to see for ourselves just what the hell exactly was going on at PCA. As always, if you guys like this one, please throw us a big old fat juicy like and maybe even subscribe. I might just pop a random pill if you do. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AgroWasHere for a daily dose of nostalgia. And if you have any other episodes or shows you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. All right, let's dive in. The kid with the kite is headed straight towards traffic. He's gonna get hit by a car. So we start off with Chase, Michael, and Zoey all playing pool together. What the fuck, brother? I thought pool was a 2-player game, or 4 players if you got a team, but 3 players? What?
Oh, come on, you can't make that.
That was dripping.
Drippin'?
Did you say drippin'?
Chase and Zoey say you can't make up words, Michael. And to be honest, they're being culturally insensitive because it's technically considered African-American vernacular English. But seriously though, the word does have roots in hip-hop and you can find examples of it being used in the 80s and 90s. But it wasn't really a mainstream slang term until a few years after this episode aired. So Michael was kinda cooking here. You could say he was drippin'. Logan gets a giant ass care package from his dad in Japan, and he opens it in front of everyone just to flex. It looks like it's full of Japanese candy and shit.
What's that thing?
The new J phone. It's got an MP3 player, a 100 gig hard drive, GPS, a built-in laser pointer.
Whoa! This J-phone's battery lasts over a week on one charge.
How is he reading the Japanese? There's no English writing on that box whatsoever. But look at this motherfucker. He's looking at the box and acting like he read something on it. By the way, I tried looking up the Japanese from the box on Google Translate, and when Dustin comes in carrying the giant box, the Japanese writing seems to mean special package, which makes sense. But then I also tried translating the text on the box for the J phone, and I'm thinking either Google Translate was incorrect or the Zoey 101 prop team used incorrect Japanese. Logan then mentions that the J phone isn't even legal in America yet.
How come I haven't heard of this new J phone?
Because it's brand new. It's not even legal in America yet.
What's Shin Yusha?
This is the scariest movie ever. It was banned in 23 countries and Puerto Rico.
How many illegal banned items did Logan's dad send him in the mail? Is this considered a crime? Dustin got paid some fat stacks just for carrying the box in for Logan, and with his new money, he tries asking Zoey out on a sibling date.
You wanna have dinner with me? My treat.
Oh, sorry, kiddo. My roommates and I are going to get pedicures.
Of course it has to be pedicures, not manicures, because feet must be involved in every episode when it comes to Dan Schneider. So the guys decide they're gonna go watch this banned horror movie that came in the box, and Zoey tells Dustin he is not allowed to watch it because it's too scary, which she's not his mom. Shouldn't the sister not really give a shit, right?
Dripping.
What's up with him saying dripping every 5 minutes?
Not even 4 minutes into the episode, and Logan is already sick of Michael saying drippin'. So Dustin joins them for the movie anyway, and the second they press play on this scary movie, it's just an instant barrage of screams and slashing sound effects. People are just instantly dying at the opening fucking seconds of this movie. Where is the plot? Where's the suspense? When it's over, they all look traumatized, and Dustin runs out of the room without saying a single word. Brother. The girls get home from their pedicure, and Quinn complains that she was charged an extra $1 because of her extra toe. You guys, I'm so tired. Always gotta be some weird foot thing mentioned in literally every episode of every show that Dan Schneider has ever touched.
Hey, who put my comforter on the floor?
Wait, what? Does Dustin also have a key? Do they just leave their door unlocked? How did he get in there? He asks if he could sleep over in their dorm that night because he's scared from the movie, and the girls say fine. And this is actually technically not allowed. PCA rules state that boys are not allowed in the girls' dorms and vice versa after 8 p.m., a rule mentioned by Coco. The 8 p.m. curfew is mentioned specifically in the episode defending Dustin.
Looks like we have a little problem here, don't we?
Problem?
You know the PCA rule. No boys in the girls' dorm after 8.
Fuck you, you dumb bitches. If you're gonna set up rules, remember them. In the boys' dorms, the fire alarms go off at 3 a.m.
What's happening? Don't eat my face!
But it is the same alarm sound from Josh's Done.
Let's get him in the power shower.
Whoa, what?
And I want to stay with Spencer.
Guys?
What? Jill, do something!
There's no actual fire, so Dean Rivers tells them all that pulling the fire alarm is not a funny joke, and if it happens again, everyone is getting detention.
Whoever pulled the alarm, if you do it again, you're getting your butt kicked.
Yeah, a fake fire alarm is not dripping.
You gotta respect Michael's commitment, to be honest. In the girls' dorm, the forbidden boy-girl sleepover was a success. They got away with it, but the girls are pretty annoyed. Dustin asks if he can sleep there again that night, and the girls say, hell no. At lunch, Logan yaps about some TV show his fancy J-phone downloaded in the middle of the night because that's one of its features. Why would you even want to watch TV shows and movies on this damn J-phone? The screen is so small, you'd barely be able to see a damn thing. What? The girls walk over and slap the boys' heads for letting Dustin watch the scary movie. That's assault. And why is Zoey wearing a stripy blazer?
Hey, Zoe. Message.
Great.
What's up?
Dustin's in Dean Rivers' office.
What's
Why?
wrong?
I don't know.
What? That makes no sense. How did this kid even know where to find Zoey? Did he just wander all over campus for fucking hours? Also, it's Spencer from Good Luck Charlie. I never knew he went to PCA. Assault, assault, and more assault. So Zoey goes to Dean Rivers' office, and how long was he just sitting there? What? Who knows how long it took for that message to get delivered to Zoey, and then for her to walk all the way there? Were they just staring at each other?
Your brother says he's leaving PCA.
The drama in this scene then actually gets interrupted by Dean Rivers' drug addiction. No, seriously, I'm not lying. Mid-conversation, he says he has to go take a random pill.
I'm gonna go take a pill.
What? Dustin says he's too scared from the movie to stay at PCA. Weak sauce. He takes out his phone to call Dad, and Zoey takes it from him, and she actually never gives it back. She just keeps it, and then in the next shot, her hands are empty. Zoey tells Dustin he can keep sleeping in her room, even though her roommates do not consent, and they made it clear that they do not want him there in the room. But Zoey doesn't fucking care. She acts like she's the only one living there and disregards both of their opinions. Completely unacceptable. The girls are fucking sick of Dustin hanging around in their room all night, making them play board games and stuff with him. And Lola even has fears of being sexually harassed.
I need to be able to throw my bra on the floor without worrying if your little brother is gonna find it, take a digital picture of it, and show it to his friends.
pretty uncool for Zoey to force her so-called friends to live in such an uncomfortable situation. Quinn suggests that maybe she can do something to Dustin's brain to make him unscared. Okay. Back at the boys' dorm, the fire alarm goes off again at 4 a.m. Chase suggests they stay up in shifts, hiding and watching the fire alarm to see who's pulling it. Why not just put a camera in the hallway? They used a hidden camera to spy on the girls' lounge in another episode, but somehow they don't think to set up a camera for a legitimate purpose in this scenario?
That idea is dripping.
It's not gonna catch on.
That is so fetch.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Back with the girls, Quinn hooks up a bunch of wires to Dustin's head so that she can scan his brain to see which areas the fear is coming from. And then when she discusses the results of the brain scan with the others, we get our little plot twist of the episode.
Here's a graph of an average 11-year-old male's brainwave pattern. You see, the orange represents fear. This is Dustin's brainwave pattern. See, way less orange than average. I don't think Dustin's scared at all.
Why does Dustin have less fear brainwaves than the typical 11-year-old boy? I get that the twist is Dustin's been lying and that he's not really scared, but they could have just said he has typical fear levels of an average kid. But they took it a step further, saying he's less scared than the average boy. Why? This directly contradicts what we've seen of Dustin in other episodes. In the Halloween episode, he screams at everything and scares easily.
Turn me around. One of these.
And in the episode Quinn's Date, he's afraid of a tiny dog. Fucking Elvis. They barely give Dustin a personality on this show. I'm pretty sure he starts off as a kid genius, and then they drop that entirely. But being a scaredy cat was one of the few defining traits he did have. So for them to now say he's less scared than an average child, I'm pissed. At the guys' dorm, the alarm goes off in the middle of the night again, even though Michael says he was watching the fire alarm and nobody pulled it. All the guys are fucking sick of it. And even with everyone tired and cranky, Logan's just yapping about his new J phone. Read the room, Logan. And somehow, a firefighter hears him and walks over.
Excuse me, is that the J phone from Japan?
Yeah, but they're not legal in America. Hey!
Here's what's been setting off the fire alarm every night.
It's pretty funny how Logan set a picture of himself to be the background photo on the phone. That's a good detail. But I'm curious, what happens now? Does Logan get in legal trouble for having possession of a banned phone? Does his dad get arrested for mailing it to him? Well, don't get too curious, because we never find out. It's just never brought up again. And the other boys are not impressed with Logan's fancy Japanese technology waking them up every single night, and they want blood. He's fucked.
I'm sure you're all gonna just beat me up right here in front of Dean Rivers.
Backup coffee's ready. Ooh, coffee.
Let's get some.
Dean Rivers.
Damn, Dean Rivers is kind of savage in this episode. First, he says the whole dorm is gonna get detention because of the actions of one person. Then, he's looking the other way and letting them get a little street justice. I can respect it, honestly.
Run.
Let's get him.
Cut to the girls and Dustin playing PCAopoly. Insane. Where can I get my hands on a copy of that? The girls talk shit on another girl for being a liar who lies to get attention, all to emotionally manipulate Dustin into confessing that he is in fact lying. Quinn and Lola leave the room and he confesses right away while dramatically looking out the window. They were definitely going for an Emmy in this scene, or at least a blimp. He tells Zoey he misses her and just wanted to spend more time with her because he's in love with her. Just kidding about that last part. He ends up pulling an Uno reverse. The scene started off with the girls emotionally manipulating him, and now he's just emotionally manipulating them back. They all hug him and tell him he can do whatever he wants and stay in their room as long as he wants to.
You could move in with us. You can even take a digital picture of my bra.
And yeah, after this episode, you never see Zoey hanging out with Dustin really. She doesn't seem to change her behavior at all after this big reveal from him, but at least he got a big hug though. Cut to the guys chilling outside, and Logan says, "How could you two just let those guys beat me up last night?" It looked like every guy in the building was gonna take part in the beating. What exactly did he expect Chase and Michael to do? In the Great Vince Blake episode, they all got their asses kicked. So I seriously doubt that they would have been much help against like like 100 guys, which honestly, with that many people involved, he got off easily. One black eye? Did just one person punch him while the other 99 just watched?
You see Mr. Dobbs' new Porsche?
No, he got a Porsche?
It's dripping.
Did you hear that? I started a new slang word.
No, you didn't. Everybody says dripping.
Because I started it. Tell him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? That is flump.
I feel for Michael on that one. And honestly, the whole drippin' plotline with Michael is probably one of my favorite endings to any B-plot, which I can kind of relate to Michael because no one believes me, but I think I'm the one who popularized calling Dan Schneider Dirty Dan, and now I see other creators do it like that's always been his nickname. Whatever. But aside from the whole drippin' thing, this episode had some really insane moments, with the most shocking probably being the casual drug use by Dean Rivers when he goes off to pop a pill without explanation. It also had some casual assault, being the head slaps and Logan getting a black eye at the end, and some casual law breaking with Logan's dad sending him several banned items in a package. Illegal objects shipped internationally, to a minor no less. That's gotta be a felony, right? But for me, the vibes between Zoey and Dustin are probably the most off-putting part of the episode. Think about it. She tells him she's too busy to get food with him one time, and he throws such a tantrum that he threatens to leave PCA over it. That's seeming like an unhealthy attachment to your sister right there. Maybe it's because the actor playing Dustin had a crush on the actress playing Zoey, and I can feel those vibes through the acting. I don't know. Maybe it's because me and my own brother always beat the shit out of each other growing up, so I can't really relate to the weird clingy sibling energy in this episode. I just don't think it's correct for a brother to be that into his sister. I don't know. But enough of me yapping. What do you guys think of Drippin' episode? Are you put off by the weird incest vibes, or are you into that sort of thing? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Let's kick it. And as always, it's time for the grunts and moans. Ugh! A huge shout out to the Aggro Army, the channel members, and Patreon members. I genuinely have a fire in my crotch right now thinking about you all. Thanks for the support. Just thank you. If you're still here, that's awesome. Make sure you're subscribed and check out some other videos. All right, thanks for listening.